Are you looking to buy or rent in 2020 here in Columbus, Ohio? What can you expect? Keep on watching. Hey there, it's Riggs here, a realtor with Coldwell Banker King Thompson, bringing you all things real estate here in Central Ohio. So you have a plan to either purchase a home or rent a home here in Columbus, Ohio. What can you expect for our market going into 2020? Well, I will tell you this, that in many respects, we are a seller's market. And that really kind of applies more to my folks who are looking to purchase a home here in Columbus. And what that means is there is a greater buyer demand, so more buyers in the market and less homes available for sale. Right now, looking at the numbers for November 2019, our inventory of homes that are active on the market is less than 2 months of inventory. So that means things are going into contract incredibly quickly. Now, the flip side for my renters is there's an increased demand for renters in our area as well. People are attracted here to Columbus due to work opportunities, diversity, culture, etc. So, nice affordable housing can go very quickly here as well too. So that's why I say in most all respects, it's a seller's market. And so you want to keep in mind that if you're looking to move here, things can go quickly. So be prepared to make decisions fairly quickly, but that all can be done simply when you know exactly what you're looking for. And I'm going to give you some tips to help you do that. My first tip would be to make sure that you personally evaluate your financial position. I know what sometimes can happen. You find kind of shiny object, or you see that beautiful home you like, or you see the apartment that you love, but it's a bit more out of your budget. Really know what your budget is, really know what your financial position is, and don't deviate from that. So really use it as your foundation for what you're looking for so that you are not strapped for cash, but you're not caught up in something you're locked in for a year or locked in for 30 years and are not happy. So definitely make sure that you evaluate your financial position. The second tip I can offer you that I think is a big one is to definitely narrow down as best as you can where you want to live here in Columbus or our surrounding areas. You might want to check out this video that I did here. I cover some resources for you and I talk a bit about our neighborhoods here in Columbus. What you're going to find is we have the city of Columbus in the heart of our city, but we have a number of surrounding cities like Reynoldsburg, Grandview, Galloway, Dublin, Upper Arlington, etc. So all over, but then we also have smaller neighborhoods throughout all of those areas. So I think it'll help you narrow down if you want to be east side, north side, south, or west, but then maybe you have particular areas you want to be 15 minutes from downtown or no more than 30 minutes from everything. Like, you want to narrow down where you want to be so that you kind of really take a big picture to here, and then you can really focus in on what's going to work best for you in those respective areas. The third tip I would offer would be, definitely have your funds ready. So if you're looking to purchase a home, you definitely want to be pre-approved. If I can be 100% honest with you, in our market here in Columbus now, that is currently a seller's market in many respects, you are not putting a home in contract if you're not pre-approved with the lender who is saying your credit's been pulled and you meet their initial criteria with some conditions that you could purchase the home that you're looking to put into contract. For my friends who are looking to rent, make sure you have cash reserves available. Many of our apartment communities or landlords are going to ask you for a security deposit, which can include some additional costs, but definitely first month's rent, sometimes last month's rent as well. And then if you have a pet or a fur baby, as I love to call them, they could be asking for deposits there too. So plan for all of that so that those things don't negate you from getting the home that you're looking for or the apartment that you really want based on some small factors like that. The next tip I would offer to you would be to hire an agent. Now, this maybe focuses more on my folks who are looking to buy that are watching this video, but hire a real estate agent. Here's the tip in case you didn't know. In most respects, the seller that you put a home in contract with will pay that agent's commission that you hire. How cool is that? So you can have the expertise and wisdom and knowledge of an agent that you didn't even have to pay for. Now definitely make sure you check that out, because in some cases that's not the case. And I think of sometimes if you're working with a for sale by owner seller, they don't sometimes want to pay for that agent's commission. So you want to make sure you know that going in, but in most cases the seller covers that expense for you, so why not do it? Now for my folks who are looking to rent, you can still hire an agent as well. There are agents who list properties and list rentals in our area that can totally assist you here. But I know in our market we're a bit smaller than in some other markets where this is more popular, like Chicago, New York, LA. I know those are really big and popular on needing to really leverage an agent to find a rental property. But here in Columbus, I think it is still pretty easily done to find a rental. Maybe not some of those more private ones, but some of the more bigger apartment communities, you could go to apartmentguide.com and others like that to find things fairly easily. But an agent can really give you the insight in some of those condos, some of those off-market or maybe more private landlord properties that you might be looking for. So definitely worth considering. The next tip I would give you would be to be prepared for the competition. For my buyers out there, we're in a seller's market, and so if you are purchasing a home that is great price, wonderful location, and in demand, you can expect a bidding war for that property. It's just likely going to happen, so be prepared for that. That's going to cause, in many cases, the price to go up, and you might even have to get creative in terms of the contingencies that you write into your purchase contract. This goes back to my previous tip. Here's where hiring a real estate agent can be really valuable to you, so just keep that in mind. For my renters though, you're in the same space. If you are looking to rent an apartment or a home that is in a great location, in a jumping area where there's a lot of entertainment and dining and action happening, or just in a really popular area, you might find that things are going to be competitive as well. So I think you're both going to share the space of knowing you might have to be in a competitive space. So make sure you have everything aligned. Make sure your credit's looking good. Make sure your debt to income ratio is looking good. Consider any things that can give you a ding on your credit, any past evictions, any unpaid balances. You don't want any of those things. They can really separate you in a not so positive way from other folks who are looking to be in a space that you're in. So align everything perfectly so that you can compete the strongest in our market if you need to. Now, I've given you all those things that you want to consider as you're looking to buy or to rent here in 2020 in Columbus. But if I can be real honest with you, I am not dismissing the fact that the reverse is true for sellers and the reverse is true for landlords and private property management companies. They're not in a space where they can just put anything out there and think folks are going to purchase and buy anything or rent anything. That is not the case. I can tell you there is still power in the fact that you in a buying space have needs, and those sellers and those private landlords and rental companies have to know that they have to provide value, that many buyers are looking for move-in ready. And so if a seller or a landlord is not offering that, in many cases they're not getting the top market dollars or the top market rent for their properties. So I'm not dismissing that there is still work for the other side of the equation to have to do to attract your business, to attract your demand. But I'm just saying it is a seller's market in many respects, so come in knowing that. So here's what I'll tell you. Columbus has a wonderful economy right now. At the time of this video, just a couple weeks prior, Amazon announced that they are bringing new data centers here at the tune of $1.4 billion. So our economy is strong here. I would also say we have incredible leadership here as well. And we have a wonderful organization with One Columbus, which is seen as a strategic arm for all the development and business and economic development happening here. It's just a wonderful formula, a wonderful mix of what is pushing forward this growth for Columbus and what is poising us to continue to grow in years to come. So I could tell you with all things I know here, just from my personal perspective, Columbus is a wonderful place to live. Columbus is still relatively affordable, and Columbus is just really in the heart of it all. So definitely in the description description box, check out some other videos I've put down there for you as resources as you're exploring if Columbus is a good fit for you. I would also want to mention a wonderful quote here from John Meyers, who's the 2019 president for the Columbus Board of Realtors Association. He said, and I quote, "Living in Central Ohio has become highly attractive due to many things, not the least of which is job availability, diversity of housing options, affordability, and exciting entertainment and dining options." He also went on to say, based on these factors and our healthy economy, a home is and will continue to be one of the best investments you can have. So you can see from across the board, a lot of our constituents here recognize the growth that we've been having here in Columbus, and they are seeing the forecast and the future growth that we are looking at for the next several years to come. With that, thank you so much for watching. You stay fabulous and productive, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care.